Asian cuisine is one of the most diverse and nutritionally rich food traditions in the world. It also gets some of the worst chain treatment of any cuisine category in America. Today, we're ranking the major Asian fusion and Chinese chains from worst to best. Quality, value, taste, and health. Some are doing real damage to a great cuisine. A couple are actually doing it justice. Number 6. Panda Express. Panda Express is the most popular Chinese food chain in America and is not, in any meaningful sense, Chinese food. It is American fast food using Chinese flavor references as aesthetic packaging. That's an honest business model. The problem is that it's also a nutritional minefield that millions of people walk into thinking they're making a reasonable dining choice. Start with the orange chicken, the signature item, the cultural icon, the thing on every table. One serving is roughly 490 calories, 23 grams of fat, and 19 grams of sugar. The chicken itself is a processed formed piece, not a cut of actual chicken. The sauce is built around high fructose corn syrup and artificial flavoring. There's almost no nutritional value here. You are eating a calorie-dense, sugar-forward, deep-fried product engineered to be addictive. It works because of the engineering, not because of the food. The sodium situation across the full Panda menu is the number that should stop you cold. Almost every entree exceeds 600 milligrams of sodium per serving. Build a standard 2-entree plate with fried rice, and you can approach 2,000 milligrams of sodium in a single meal. Nearly your full daily recommended intake, consumed in about 10 minutes at a shopping mall. Your cardiovascular system is going to register that long after you've forgotten what you ate. The Beijing beef is worse on the numbers than orange chicken. The Kung Pao chicken at Panda shares only a name with the real dish. Authentic Kung Pao is a balance of heat, Sichuan peppercorn numbness, and savory soy. The Panda version is mild and sweet, a completely different product. The broccoli beef is the most nutritionally defensible item on the menu, and it still runs close to 700 milligrams of sodium per serving. Value is cheap, taste is engineered, quality and health are afterthoughts. This is what the bottom of this category looks like. Number 5. Pickup Sticks. Pickup Sticks is a regional chain concentrated primarily on the West Coast that positions itself as fresher and more health-conscious than Panda Express. The positioning is partially accurate. The ingredient quality is modestly better. There are more vegetable-forward options, and the format is slightly more attentive to customization. But the execution doesn't deliver on the positioning. The flavors are frequently bland in a way that makes no sense in a cuisine built on bold spice and aromatics. Asian food derives its character from ginger, garlic, chiles, fermented sauces, and high-heat wok cooking that creates char and depth. Pickup Sticks consistently underdelivers on all of those elements, producing food that looks like Asian food and tastes like a cautious approximation of it. The sodium levels are nearly as problematic as Panda Express despite the more health-forward branding. The portions are smaller than competitors. The prices are higher than Panda. For a chain trying to occupy the better fast casual Asian space, the product should justify the premium over the market leader. It doesn't. You pay more for food that claims to be better, but doesn't consistently taste better or perform better nutritionally. The wasted opportunity here is the most frustrating part. A clean, well-executed, fast casual Asian concept with real ingredients and real wok cooking is a genuinely excellent idea. Pickup Sticks has the concept and doesn't execute it. Number 4. Wok to Wok. Wok to Wok is a fast casual concept built around a genuinely smart idea. You choose your base, your protein, your vegetables, and your sauce. And it gets cooked fresh in a wok over high heat in front of you in about 4 minutes. The methodology is sound because actual wok cooking at high heat creates something that no other fast casual format can replicate: the caramelization and char from a screaming hot wok. the texture contrast of properly cooked vegetables that are still alive, and the way a good sauce reduces and concentrates against real heat. The ingredient quality is limited by the price point. This is a quick-serve concept, not a fine dining operation, but the technique compensates significantly. Vegetables that go through a proper wok at high heat taste better than vegetables that were steamed or microwaved, regardless of sourcing differences. Protein that sees real Maillard reaction in a hot pan has a crust and flavor that slow-cooked or steamed protein doesn't produce. The cooking method does meaningful work. The health profile is one of the strongest in the category when you order intelligently. Choose brown rice or soba noodles as your base. Choose a lean protein, chicken, shrimp, tofu. Load up on vegetables. Choose a lighter sauce, garlic and ginger or a light soy rather than a sweet and sour. That meal comes in under 600 calories with substantial protein, real fiber from the vegetables, and vitamins and minerals from the fresh produce. That's remarkable for a fast casual meal under $12. The limitation is location. Wok to Wok operates primarily in urban markets and internationally. But where it exists, it delivers a genuinely well-executed, fast casual Asian experience that most chains in this category can't match. Number 3, Genghis Grill. Genghis Grill takes a different approach to the build-your-own fast casual concept. Mongolian barbecue format, where you fill a bowl with your chosen raw ingredients and a cook grills it on a large flat-top iron. It's theatrical, interactive, and when you make good choices, it produces genuinely good food. The quality of the raw ingredients at Genghis Grill is the real differentiator at this tier. The vegetables are fresh and properly stored. The proteins are actual cuts of meat and real shrimp, not processed formed pieces. The sauce and spice options are extensive and genuinely varied. You can build something with real heat, real aromatics, and real complexity if you know how to use the selection. From a health standpoint, Genghis Grill might be the most health-optimizable meal in the Asian fast casual category. You control every ingredient. Choose lean proteins, chicken, shrimp, or tofu. Load your bowl with fresh vegetables, broccoli, snap peas, mushrooms, bok choy. Choose a light sauce or build your own from base components. Skip the noodles and choose brown rice or go fully vegetable-based. A well-built Genghis Grill bowl can be under 400 calories with 35+ grams of protein. That's extraordinary for a fast casual meal. The value is solid. A bowl is typically priced in the $10 to $14 range, and the portion control is in your hands. The interactive format adds a dimension of fun that makes the meal more engaging. The limitation is the variability. How your food tastes is substantially a function of what you put in the bowl. And first-time customers without guidance can make combinations that don't work. But the system rewards knowledge. And once you know how to use it, it consistently delivers. Number 2, P.F. Chang's. P.F. Chang's gets criticized in food circles for not being authentic Chinese food. And that criticism is technically accurate and entirely beside the point. P.F. Chang's was never claiming to serve regional Chinese cuisine. It's an American interpretation of Chinese flavors with a full-service restaurant experience. And within that framing, which it has always been transparent about, it does its job remarkably well. The quality of ingredients at P.F. Chang's is genuinely higher than everything below it on this list. The vegetables are fresh and properly wok-fired. They have texture and a slight char that tells you they saw real heat rather than a steamer or a microwave. The proteins are actual cuts of meat prepared with real technique. The dumplings are made with care. The noodles have the right pull. This is a chain with a functioning kitchen, not just an assembly operation. The lettuce wraps are one of the best appetizers in chain dining. Chicken and water chestnuts in a savory sauce, served in crisp iceberg cups. Light, satisfying, genuinely delicious. The Mongolian beef has real, caramelized flavor built on high heat. The Kung Pao chicken has actual heat, not the performative chili sprinkle that chains use to signal spice, but real building heat that intensifies as you eat. The miso salmon is fresh fish with a complex fermented glaze, a genuinely excellent dish by any measure. From a health standpoint, P.F. Chang's gives you real options if you're intentional. The steamed dumplings are one of the best low-calorie, high-satisfaction items at any chain. The wok-fired vegetable sides have real micronutrient value. Miso soup as a starter is nutritionally excellent. The challenge is the same as most Chinese-influenced dining. Sodium counts run elevated, and the noodle and fried rice dishes are calorie-heavy from oil content. Order the grilled and steamed items. Go heavy on the vegetables. And you eat very well here. Value is fair. P.F. Chang's is priced like a real sit-down restaurant because it is one. The lunch specials are one of the best value meals in casual dining. For the ingredient quality and the full kitchen behind it, the pricing holds up. Number 1. Roy Choi's Chigo / Authentic Fast Casual Asian Concepts. At the top of this category sits a tier of fast casual concepts that treat Asian cuisine with genuine culinary respect. And the best of them, led by concepts like Chigo and the growing number of chef-driven Asian fast casual restaurants, are doing something the larger chains in this category have consistently failed to do: actually cooking the food. The distinction matters enormously. The chains lower on this list are processing, assembling, or approximating. The best concepts at the top of this category are cooking. Real wok technique over real heat, fermented and pickled components prepared properly, protein treated with the marination and seasoning time it needs, spice built with purpose, rather than as an afterthought. The flavors at chef-driven Asian fast casual concepts are more complex and more honest than anything at the chains below them. The heat comes from real chiles, prepared correctly, not from cayenne as a finishing sprinkle. The umami comes from properly fermented sauces, real gochujang, real doubanjiang, real miso, not from MSG used as a shortcut. The textures are intentional. Vegetables that are crisp when they should be crisp, proteins that are tender from correct preparation rather than from over-processing. The health story at the top of this tier is strong precisely because the food is cooked from real components. High-quality protein, fresh vegetables, fermented foods with probiotic properties, spice compounds with documented anti-inflammatory effects. This is what Asian cuisine looks like when it's made with integrity. The value is exceptional given what you're receiving. Most chef-driven fast casual concepts in this space are priced at $12 to $16 for a full bowl or plate. For the ingredient quality, the culinary technique, and the flavor complexity, that pricing is fair by any comparison in the category. The takeaway from this entire ranking: the chains that treat Asian cuisine as a flavor reference to be engineered occupy the bottom. The concepts that treat it as a living culinary tradition to be executed properly occupy the top. The gap between them is the gap between food that's made for you and food that's made at you.